here. Today we're going to do a football wreath. So I get this question all the time about if you can use a 21-inch we're going to do ruffles. And so I'm going to show you how to cut a 21-inch in half and then use it for ruffles. So let's get started. Okay, so I live in South Carolina and a lot of my friends are either Clemson or Carolina fans. And so I'm making a wreath today for a friend, and I really want to use this color orange. Well, I didn't have any of this in the 10-inch, so I'm going to take this 21-inch and cut it in half. Now, I don't do that very often, but sometimes if I have trouble finding a specific color and all I have is a 21-inch, I will do it. I'm also going to be using the 15 to 24-inch work wreath. This has the pencil ties on it. And we're going to be using lots of colors that match the Clemson colors. Hi, Bella. So, what we're going to need to do... Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to use a wood burning tool. So, and I tell you, I will use these sometimes, but I don't like to use them that often because I am slightly klutzy and I have dropped it on things and burnt things before, so I don't do it that often. So, if you're like me, and you're kind of klutzy, take precautions. I've never burnt my hand or anything like that. So what I do is I have some glass cutting boards. They're the tempered glass. So I'll put those down on top of my cutting mat so I can see through it. Okay, move some things around here. There we go. Alright. So what I will do for the 21-inch is, as soon as this is hot, I will take my 21-inch here, open it up. Alright, so you see this is the perfect orange for what I need. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and cut it in half. Now, what you can do is you want to use something like what I have here, these cutting boards, because you want to protect your surface because it will cut right through it. These wood burning tools are great. Oh, I don't think I turned it on. Let's see if it's hot. No? Okay. I forgot to turn it on. Okay. So, what I do is I will come to about 10.5 and I will cut. Once you get started, it's really not that hard. So the reason I use this instead of using my rotary cutter is because when you use a rotary cutter, it is nice and sharp, but you will still get edges that will tend to fray. If you use a wood burning tool, what it does is it will actually burn as it's cutting. So let me see if it's warm enough yet to show you. No, not quite. It's getting there. There it goes. A little bit. Okay, so just to let you know, this wood burning tool is called Plaid. I got mine from Walmart. You can get it from Amazon. And this one, if you can see, has this little tip. Now you can get ones that have a little knife. I think those work pretty well. The reason I like this craft tip is because it helps keep you down the same line. So when you're cutting this, you don't want to be cutting some of it at 10, some of it 11, some of it at 12. So this helps you keep right in the same line. So see, all you do is take this tool, go to your mesh, get the point that you want to go, and then try and stay on that same line. You're just pulling the tool along. And I'll show you what it does. So, I've gone down one line, seeing it, cut it. Alright, so as it cuts it, it is also burning it. So this is a burning tool. So you see it smoking right now? So what it's doing is it's burning that little edge. So it will try, you know, it won't fray nearly as much as if you try and cut it with something like a rotary cutter. So what I'll do is I'll just keep pulling it up, and I will just cut down. I will just use that same line that I started with here, and I will just slowly cut it all the way down. Now if it looks like it's not cutting it very well, I will stop using the tool for a minute and just let it heat up again. So you see how if I touch these parts here, it just kind of burns it. You see that? So that's what it's doing. So it's more like having an edge here. Now of course you are better off if you go ahead and buy the 10-inch, but if for some reason you don't have the right color or whatever the case may be, it's really great to invest in one of these. These are about, oh, I think they were about $15, and it is a really great tool to have if you are a crafter. So I will keep cutting this up. I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole roll because there's no sense in not doing that. And then when I come back, we're going to start cutting it to make our ruffles. Now, the other piece of advice I would give you is if you do this and you cut it like this with the wood burning tool, you will want to get some kind of spray. Now, I like the E6000 adhesive spray. And the reason I like this a little better is because it does not smell, and it's not sticky, and it dries pretty fast. So I've tried a lot of different ones, and this is just my favorite. But that doesn't mean that you can't have some other favorite. So I'm going to keep cutting this, and then when I come back, we'll start cutting it up to make ruffles. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I have gotten it all cut up. So now we can make our cuts to do the ruffles. So I'm going to cut the ruffles at 30 inches. So I'm just going to roll my cut mesh out. I'm going to cut it every 30 inches. So just use my rotary cutter and cut the way I normally do. There we go. Whoop. Just getting a clean edge because that was a little crooked. Okay, so just going to cut it every 30 inches. I'm going to cut at least 18 of these. Okay. So I won't make you watch me cut all these, but I'm just going to cut 18 30-inch cuts. And then when I come back, we will start putting them on the wreath. And then decorating. Okay, so I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so I have gotten them all cut up. I have a lot. So now I will, they're going to fall off. I will show you what we're going to do. So I've cut all of these at 30 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ruffle. And all you do is lay it flat the way it likes to curl so your nice side is up. You just put your hands at the end and just use your fingers to walk up. So you're just making a ruffle just by pulling it in the middle. Just like this. Like that. See? Then you just take your wreath form, open up your tie, and place it down. Just like that. Now I'm just going to tie it off one time because we're going to come back and put ribbons in here. So that's all we're going to do. We're just going to take these. We are going to just walk our hands up through the middle and make a ruffle. Just like this. There we go. Then go into our next tie and tie that down. So now the reason that I use 30 inches is because what I used to do is I used to do 3 10-inch ruffles, but what I figured out is, of course, the more pieces you have on there, the more you touch them, the more fray there is. So I thought, well, I'll just do one piece 30 inches and see how it looks. It worked out really well. I had done some at 20 inches before, which lots of wreath makers have, but I'd never tried 30 inches, so it works out really well. Okay, so I'll just keep doing this. Just walking my hands up through the center. Just like that. Make my little ruffle. Then just go right into the next tie. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that all the way around. Like this. And then I'm going to go to the top and do the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do all the ones on the bottom, and then when I come back we'll work on the ones on the top. Okay, so I've gotten the first layer on. So now I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the top. So I'll just open these up. Like that. Okay. Then I will just do the same thing. So I will just walk my hands up through the center and make a ruffle like this, like that. And I will just put it down and tie it off like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the top that I did on the bottom. And then when I come back, we're going to add a little purple to it. So I'm going to actually use the little 6-inch, and we'll do our ribbons. We'll put our football in the middle, and then we'll be done. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've gotten all the ruffles on there. See that? Not look cute? See, now you'll see some spots where it looks like there's a hole there, but we're going to fix that. So one thing, you need to make sure that all of your ruffles are fluffed out. So that's one way you can get a hole. Okay, so just go around. Make sure they're all fluffed out. Yep. There we go. Alright, now what I can do, because there will be some that will be, there will be some spots where there will be blanks. So what you can do in those instances is add another color. So I'm doing a Clemson one, so their colors are orange and purple. I'm just going to take these and I am going to cut just regular 10-inch ruffles. Okay. And on these, all I'm going to do is pull it in the middle, like this. And then I'm going to put it down on this bottom layer where there's more gaps. And so then what you get is just kind of a hint of a little color like this. And I'm not going to do it on every one. I'll do it like every other one. So we'll do here, like that. I just want to kind of show you that you can use more than just the 21-inch, more than just the 10-inch, and you can use them together. So just making our little bow tie here. Going to every other one. Then that tie back up. Put it down. And then tie it back off. Just like that. Okay, so we need 1, 2 more. So, whoop. So one there. Here. Okay. Like that. So 1, 2, 1 here. Isn't that cute? It just kind of gives a little splash of color. Okay. So, right up through the middle, make our little bow tie, and go to this one. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we got our little splash of color on the bottom. I'm going to do them on the top. Got a couple little strays there. Now when I do it on the top, I want to do opposite of the ones I just did on the bottom. I have a couple cut. So I have one here, I have one here, so I want to put one here. That. There we go. One here. Okay. And then I'll do one here. I'll do one, well, let's see, here and there. Okay. So I've shown you how to do that. I want to show you the ribbon now. Alright, So I'm going to do my ribbon at 12 inches. So I will use my piece of cardboard that's cut at 6 inches. So all I will do, and I'm going to do a ribbon in every one. So there are 18, so I'll need 36 ribbons. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds. So we'll need enough to get through that. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just twist it around here like this. There we go. Cut this off. And then I can slide my scissors through and cut a bunch at one time. So that quickly I cut 4. Then I like to fold it over, cut at an angle away from myself. I like that little detail. So I'm going to cut up enough ribbon to get through all of this. And I'm going to put those 2 more purples on. And then when I come back, we'll put some ribbon on. And we are going to put this football in the middle. So I will be back shortly. Okay, all the purple's in there. And we are ready to start adding ribbon. So what I usually do as I am making my ribbons is I will go ahead and put 2 together, and then when I go to my wreath it's just a lot faster. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm just going to open my tie back up, set my ribbon down, and tie it back off. And then I just like to separate my ribbon because they're both pretty. I want you to see both of them. So that's all I'm going to do. I'll just go around, take my ribbon, find the middle, open the tie back up, and put it down. And then spread out my ribbon. Like that. So I'll just keep going around doing the same thing. Woo. Just like this. Okay. So I'm not going to make you watch me put one in each one. So I will put these on the bottom. Then I will come back in a minute and we'll start on the top. And I'll show you how we're going to do this football. And we may put a little Deco cording in it. And that'll be it. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've got the bottom ribbons in. So I'm just going to do the same thing on top. Just open my ties back up. Put my ribbon down.
Hello,
Spread them
Mama.
out. Hey, buddy.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Alright, so I will go and finish putting the top of these on. And apparently getting Ross some more food. And I'll be back very shortly. And then we'll finish it up. Okay, so I've gotten everything in. So doesn't that look cute? Alright, now we have a few options. We can do some old purple Deco tubing. We can do purple rope. I really like this stuff. This is really cute because you can kind of pull it out like this. I like that a lot. And we have a football. So, trying to figure out how to put the football in. And I've gotten a lot of questions on that. And I will tell you that what I do might not be the same thing that someone else does. I use a dowel or a little stick, and I just poke it through the back like this. And then I just very gently push it through. I leave the plastic on while I'm doing this. Because I don't want the football to move. There. Okay. So this one is made of kind of like the Nerf balls, that foam. Okay. There we go. Now, so I have it on a stick. And the reason I do that is because I need to have something that I can use to tie onto the base. So I will move all of my mesh aside, and I will use this, and I will tie this onto the base with some wire. But one thing I will do, move some of my ribbons out of the way. So now I can take this plastic off now that I have gotten my stick through. Okay. There. I am going to put a little dab of glue on each side just to keep it from moving. Then I'm going to get some wire. Aha, here it is. Okay. All right. So I'll just take this wire. First I will kind of take off that end that was really sharp. And I am going to twist this wire around it. Whoops, see, it will come off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hot glue on it. The other thing you can do is you can take a small rubber band and tie the rubber band around the wire. That will help as well. Just helps to keep it from moving around. So one of those little old tricks people used to use. There we go. Just like that. So then, when you put this on, you just move your mesh aside, you take this wire and you tie it down to the frame. So we'll do the other side. Alright. Oops. So I'm just wrapping it around. Of course, I want to make sure I leave enough to tie against the frame. There we go. Take another small rubber band and I'll wrap that around. This is one of those things where it's kind of hard to explain how I do it, and it's just easier to show you how I do it. There. All right, now let's see if my glue gun is hot yet. Nope, not yet. Okay, so we'll give that another minute. And in the meantime, I wanted to show you this. So I've had several people ask me to make a Tennessee. Now, this of course is not perfect for Tennessee, but I just wanted to kind of show you what you can do is get the orange, kind of the more of the Tennessee. They have these at Craft Outlet, and these are these metal signs, and you can get this little tool that will cut metal, and you just go in the corner, pop a little hole in it like this. You see that? Now you have a little hole and you can tie it right onto your wreath. They also sell these really cute little footballs, helmets. See, you can put that on your wreath. Now there's a couple ways you can do this, but most likely what I would do, so this is some type of foam, so I would probably take my ice pick and poke a hole through it and put my little tie on there and then tie it down. They have little football jerseys. So you can use this same technique and just do whatever football team that you like. There are a ton of these. So it's really easy to find these. And then this little metal tool, this is a beadsmith. It's a 1.5. You can find these on Amazon, and they're really great for poking holes in metal. And then you can use that to put on your wreath. So I thought I would just throw that out there because I know I've kind of gotten that question a lot. So now, since we cut our mesh in half, it is going to fray some, but I will spray it once I'm completely done. Alright, let's see if this is ready now. There we go. So I'll just put some hot glue on it just to kind of shore it up a little bit. I want to make sure that I have it going in the direction I want it to. Okay. And then once this is dry, all I'm going to do is move my mesh, put this down, and I'm going to just tie this wire right on to the frame. So there we go. Alright, let's tie this side on. Turn it around the back here so I can see. Alright. Okay. So once I get it in place, I will just tie it down. got one side. Let's make sure we got the other side. There we go. Oops. All right. Okay, and that's it. We've gotten our wreath done with the football in the center. So you can see, now you can see what it looks like when you cut a 21-inch roll in half. It works just fine. Now one thing I can tell you, if you're worried about the little stick in the back, you can just paint the stick to match the football, and it looks just fine. You can cover it in a little bit of mesh. That works as well. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you thought. And I hope you will try one for your favorite football team. And let me know what you thought, and make sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.